Okay, so we're just gonna have a little chat here. I haven't been chatting in a while. Okay, so I am ready for a world without commercialism. Okay, so whether you're talking about New Earth or whether you're selling a windmill, right? You're selling your services, you're selling real estate, you're selling. Uh, you might know something really cool about health or spirituality or something, and you're talking it, you're selling it. Okay, where you constantly have to sell yourself, right? Okay, in order to look at this miracle or this information, you have to sell yourself. Okay, so they have to like the messenger. So I think in Jade stuff, right? People are constantly, look at this, angel wings. Isn't that pretty? People are constantly selling, not necessarily selling out, because I know they're being genuine, but it's not really real. Like, for example, I'm going to put this on YouTube, but Reverend Crystal Cox on Rumble is where I'm gonna be posting, because so they censor themselves. Okay, so they don't talk about things that they know that cure. Okay, you could be a healer, generational, multi-generational healer. They take away the culture. They take away the facts. They label things as misinformation. They shut down 2 accounts that I had on Facebook that I had like for 15, 20 years. Okay, YouTube shut down my account. I can't even log into any account on the computer, no matter what I do to remove cookies, because they've, done all this, all because of what I posted. And so you constantly, so you're censoring yourself. So we're selling ourselves here. We're like, we're in trouble. We've got to censor. We got to talk in code, blah, blah, blah. Because YouTube, because we live in a psychotic world where YouTube's thriving. And that's almost over. We know that, right? Because the good guys won, the light is won. But no matter what product you want to sell, that product, even if it's this information, okay, or you want to, I want to get people to my website, I want to get people to my blog, I want to get, so imagine a world where you have your blog, you just write, and it's just so cool, right? You write your life experience, you write things, your experience with healing stuff, your experience with energy healing, maybe where you've traveled, your stories, and people are interested in it, and you don't have to necessarily do keywords, and you don't have to be like, subscribe here, click the like, click this like, click the bell, support my channel and subscribe. It's a constant salesmanship, and it's so cheesy, right? It's kind of turned all of life into Las Vegas, right? Here, buy this, come here, see our show, come over here, come to this casino, come to that casino. And but imagine a world without any of that, right? Where you don't have to sell yourself. Okay? You don't have to sell yourself for a job. You don't have to sell yourself for a house. You have human basic rights. And as long as it's live and let live, and you're not infringing on anyone else's rights, just leave people alone. And New Earth is bringing that, okay? Not fucking quick enough. Okay? But did you just say that? It was a little bit negative. I know, right? Sorry about that. So, anyway, I long for a world that we're not selling ourselves, okay? I long for a world that we don't have landlords, we don't have bosses, we don't have any authority. We have police, but they actually really give a shit, right? So they're actually hired to do, we have to be afraid. I've been afraid of them my whole life, since high school. I mean, I had a weird experience in high school. I had a weird experience as a kid. I don't like police, okay? It's just a thing. And so, but, even with, like, my anti-corruption blogging and stuff, like, I had, like, 5,000 blogs, right? Google censored me years ago. They made it so I can't make any money off of them. They demonized me for what I was good at, search engine reputation management, internet marketing. They're like, she's this, she's that, never a criminal charge filed, But that's people like, oh my gosh, did you look at her? They said this, and all the fucking idiots out there that don't research anything. She's bad. She's really, really bad. Was that a tangent? The point is that I was exposing something, okay, and I did it in mass for over a decade, well, longer, right? It's like 20 years now. So if I'm getting documents, I'm sharing factual documents and evidence, okay, but they're like, okay, well, we might look at that, whatever. But first of all, we gotta like you. We gotta like who you are. We gotta like what you represent. We gotta like everything about you, your politics, your religion, everything about you. And then we gotta decide if you're worthy of us, and all these little parameters. And then if we do, then we'll go, oh, okay, the information's accurate, right? But 1 and 1 is 2. The information is there regardless of who I am. And even the people that thought I did all those crazy things that the New York Times and all those idiots said I did, that didn't bother to look at it, didn't bother to look if I had any criminal charges or whatever, right? Eventually I kept coming in with the information, and they kind of backed off, right? Never really made out to be the hero, which isn't why I did any of it, but I didn't expect to be demonized. The point of that is that they had to vet me somehow. They had to make sure that I'm worthy before they'll hear the information. And now that's our whole world, right? Facebook, we're censored everywhere. And the only reason us light workers and starseeds are taking it and still there is because we're here to raise the vibration of Mother Earth and our people. And we know it's going to end, and it's going to end soon. Their monopoly is just about over. Okay, take all of your data, and they take everything about your life and all your photos, and they monetize it, and you get nothing. Australia made something where the people get a part of what Facebook does. So it's just like magazines or anything, right? They got all the filler stuff, and then they put ads. So they monetize you. Google monetizes you. All your information, all your blogs, everything you do. They shut me down for monetization. I have like 5,000 to 10,000 blogs out there, right? And they just shut down any way for me to make money off of them. So I don't really post on them. I only post on reverendcrystalcox.blogspot.com. And then only sometimes. Because, but the point is that I had to sell myself in order for them to think that the information's valid. It's like, oh, you're not a journalist, you're not this, you're not that. And then if they're like, okay, well, it looks like she's legit. She's a smart cookie. She's never been in any kind of trouble. She's never hurt anybody. She's jumped in here to help everybody. Okay. Uh-oh. So then they gotta like demonize me and make up a bunch of stuff so they can try to discredit the information. But the information is true. But even if someone did a whole bunch of, even if they were a criminal, they had a whole bunch of records, which they really did, that doesn't mean that what they're saying isn't true. Okay, so, but I'm sick of it, right? I'm sick of spiritual information that's always like, click here, like here, subscribe here. It's like a freaking carnival, right? It'd be nice to just be able to go and learn from people and study stuff and not have this constant monetization, pick me, click me, right? So that people had money coming in, money coming to them every month, and that they want to make more, whatever, but that they can create things and we can enjoy those things, and it doesn't have to be that constant dog eat dog. So now we've moved into a creative space with the internet, but we still have to sell ourselves constantly. Anyway, I'm sick of it. Okay, so I'm not going to talk too deep into this. Like I said, the next video I do, I'll post on the Rumble site. The world is a beautiful place right now. We're in New Earth energy, and your frequency is being changed to be tuned to that. In a couple of days, we're supposed to have some big solar flares bringing in DNA upgrading. It's wonderful. You can also feel the collective fear, the collective grief, the collective pain. And when you look at it, you think it's yours. And you just go down flat, just depressed, don't even, know what to do, or, let's just leave it at that. But lots of negative thoughts try to get you. And so then when you go out in the world and you say, oh my gosh, everything has changed, right? Everything's kind of different. And it depends on what you're buying into, right? So if you're buying into, the mainstream media, or the whatever, the narrative that they feed you, okay, look here, and you're not thinking for yourself, then you might be a little confused, okay, especially with what's going on now. There's a lot of layers to it. There's a huge spiritual warfare, chess game. It's been going on. Well, it's been going on for thousands of years, but I've been following it for 20 years. And especially the last 7 in detail of what's going on now. And so I'm going to say it like that. So it's really good what's going on. And those people who have told you to be fearful, and now they're like trying to make you afraid that you're not going to have enough food. You're not going to, right? They paid, I met my biological father when I was in my 20s. So I learned like 30 years ago that they pay people to not grow food, right? So they pay you not to grow food, and then they let big pigs like Bill Gates come in, buy all the land, right? China buy all the land, and then they're going to grow stuff to make synthetic meat, and they make these false narratives, and then they control you. They took away our ability to heal each other, energy healing, herbal healing, homeopathy. We've all had to do it underground. All that's ending. But with what's going on now, I guess if you're listening to me, you're probably someone who does think for yourself and doesn't be like, oh yeah, they said it's this guy, they say it's this country, they say this is the bad guy, so I say that's the bad guy. They say this is the good guy, so I say that's the good guy. I know for sure, for me, what's going on the world stage to the point you can't. Psychics and intuits, you can't know past a certain point because this is a huge, spiritual warfare chess game. But in general, the narrative that is being pushed, I know firsthand from people around the world and people that I know. And so I'm not afraid of any of that. I do feel the collective fear and the collective pain and the collective depression. And it sometimes really freaking bogs me down to where I just have a straw. I'm just barely breathing. And I don't want to get out of my dark room, and I don't want to go out there, and I don't want to get these new downloads. And, but when you go out and you smile at people, and just people are wonderful, right? They pushed this narrative that made people divide and hate and blah, blah, blah. But, you can't do anything. You can't volunteer. You can't go to your kid's school. You can't go to sports. You can't do anything unless, you follow their protocol, which was a freaking lie, right? And now those people are facing some pretty harmful things when you read the data. So think for yourself, okay? This big solar solar surge that's coming in is a DNA upgrade, and we're changed. We are in the new earth. We're going to perceive it all different. The people who cannot wake up, they will either pass away or they'll go to a different version of earth. Anyway, I just wanted to say hello, and I love you, and just keep on keeping on, right? Really good things are happening, and sometimes it seems like it's not fast enough, but when you think in terms of 6,000 years or 5,000 years, we've made it to a version of earth that we never did before. We've raised the consciousness, and people are awakening, and with what's happening next, they're going to wake up even more, and they're going to be hurting. And us as I don't necessarily want to call myself an empath, but as a psychic, a seer, someone who brings in the energy of the world and transmutes it to light, and I send it back out. Okay, I hold the light codes that come in. And so sometimes I think that the collective grief and depression and just survival energy is mine, and I forget that it's not mine. And so just keep moving through. And as they say, don't believe every thought you have. And when you feel the heaviness in your body, try not to put a story to it and just feed it and worry. I got this little thing in my head that's always like, not always, but tries to go, oh, what's the worst thing that could happen? Okay, let's worry about that. Okay, then you think of a list, like, okay, I got an idea, like this, for example. I got an idea, I'll go to the whatever and buy some whatever. And then my monkey mind will be like, oh my God, we gotta go now. We're gonna miss out. We gotta buy this thing. No, I got 20 years. I mean, there's no hurry, right? Or book ideas or different things that come up. And then I worry, and then I feel bad, and then I kick my own ass and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, tell that voice, look, you don't have no power here, right? You'd vote out, right? But sometimes you don't know the difference between that voice and you. And as light workers and starseeds, we don't know the difference necessarily between the collective fear and grief and panic right now that those who are not awake yet are feeling. And also those of us who are awake feeling like, is this going to happen? Is this going to change? But I see it every day. I read it every day. I follow people who are there. Okay. And I don't care what it is you think I'm talking about, right? Any of the mainstream things going on now, I don't listen to the mainstream narrative. I dig deep. I always have. And there's no point in sharing it now. I mean, if you're going to believe the mainstream narrative, you are. I'm just, writing it out now. And so, yeah, I guess that's it for now. So, sending you the love. Yes, I'm sending you the love. You want to see the back of my shirt? See, there's angel wings. I knew you wanted to see the back. Bye for now. I'll be loving you.